Hey, all you comic book readers and true believers, it's Tuesday, and I'm your friendly neighborhood comic book guy, Mitch Harmon. You guys know what's up. Mitch's Picks. From Oni Press, Rick and Morty presents The Flesh Curtains, #1, written by Lila Sturgis, art done by CJ Cannon. This is just a one-shot coming out of all the Rick and Morty presents, such as the Meesey, Sleepy Gary, so on and so forth. This is just a one-shot about Rick, Bird Person, and Squanchy and their band called The Flesh Curtains. Basically, this takes place well before, actually this takes place in the modern day in the series, but Rick is reminiscing about his days when he started a band with Bird Person and Squanchy, and it's kind of giving Morty a little tablet to kind of watch a documentary on and everything, kind of reliving through those times and whatnot. It's really funny. If you don't know much about Rick and Morty, this kind of just gives you a backstory of Rick Sanchez, so there's nothing really more that you need to know. And if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, this shows you the heyday of Flesh Curtains and all that stuff. It's just a one-shot, so it's a simple story, guys. Nothing that you need to read before or after, and it's just if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, I highly recommend it. Check it out. From DC Comics, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, #1. Written by Jody Houser, art done by Adriana Mello. This is a new 6-part miniseries coming out of DC Comics. The events of this take place after Heroes in Crisis. If you guys did not read Heroes in Crisis, there's a massive murder of heroes and so on and so forth. Come to find out, it was Wally West. Time displaced Wally West. He wasn't really properly using the Speed Force, kind of got overwhelmed, and then he just accidentally killed everyone. It's a really weird story. You should probably go read it to better understand it. Anyways, one of those people that he killed was Poison Ivy. But from a flower that Harley got from Poison Ivy before she was killed, a new Poison Ivy grows from it. But this Poison Ivy is having a hard time keeping her body in a full human-like body. She seems to like starting to fall apart into plant form and so on and so forth. That is until Harley remembers that Lex Luthor, right after Heroes in Crisis, gave her a small box that said for Poison Ivy, and open up and it's just fertilizer. But it's like, I mean, Ivy seems to really like this fertilizer, like so much so that it's even given her the ability to start growing clothes and stuff like this. But anything coming from Lex Luthor always has a price. This is a new miniseries coming out of the DC Comics line. Supposed to be taking place in between Heroes in Crisis and slightly before the DC Year of the Villains stuff, but it does seem like it's going to have a tie into the DC Year of the Villains and whatnot. If you're a fan of the two, I would highly recommend it. Even if not, it's just a nice little kind of friends trying to turn over a new leaf, because Harley's done with all the bad guy stuff and she wants to find something new, I guess you could say. So why not be a good guy? But yeah, like I said, if you're a fan of either one of these, I highly recommend it, guys. Check it out. From Marvel Comics, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Dark Temple, #1, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art done by Paolo Villanelli. This story follows, this is actually kind of a prequel to the Fallen Order that's coming out later on this year, I believe. This story follows the two Jedis, Junda, I believe is her name, and Cordova. She is his Padawan apprentice, and it's kind of a little bit of an Obi-Wan Anakin type of thing. She's very brash and quick to rely on her instincts, and her master Cordova, he's very forgiving, but also constantly tries to teach her how to better control her feelings. But it doesn't matter much, because the Jedi Council sent them on a quest for peace, possibly to help evacuate this area of refugees and try to, well, bring peace to this another corner of the galaxy. But you're not quite entirely sure about what's going on this planet, because when they first arrive, there's a lot of people who seem to kind of be a little reluctant to give them all the information about what's going on here. This book does take place before Order 66. However, the very beginning of this book seems like there's sand troopers in it, so maybe it's like there's a little bit of after Order 66, but also taking place before Order 66. Not entirely sure. It's only the first issue, but this is a tie-in to the actual video game. I love video games. I love Star Wars, so I'm definitely going to be getting that. So I definitely got to pick this up so I know what's going on in the book, guys, or in the video game, guys. And I recommend you guys do the same. Check it out. From Boom Studios, Something is Killing the Children, #1. Written by James Tynion IV, art done by Werther Deladera. This is a new series coming out of Boom Studios. James and his friends just sitting around playing Truth or Dare until one of them asks him for a truth and asks him what he's the most scared he's ever been. and he recants this story. But his friends know that he just tells them his dreams, tries to get him scared like this. But James assures him this is a real thing. This is a legit horror thing that happened to him. This giant figure with long gangly fingers just comes walking out of the woods when he was just sitting on his porch, and he notices it, goes inside, turns the lights off, and all of a sudden the thing just stops, and then James, it just disappears. He tells his friends this. His friends just do not believe him, so he tells him, I promise you this is a real deal. Takes him down in the ravine, and then all of a sudden, James is, well, almost in a war zone. His friends are being torn apart by something. The entire school, James gets away. He's the only survivor. The entire school, well, at least the kids, all think that he just went into the woods and killed his friends. But James swears that there's this monster that's out there. Enter in, they haven't really said her name in this, but it is just this this girl. She comes out with 2 machetes and a handkerchief over her face, and she says that she's here to slay monsters, and she goes to James and asks him for all the details. Doesn't matter what, if it sounds too crazy, give me everything. And once James reveals everything to her, she's like, okay, I believe you, and I'm here to hunt monsters. And this is the beginning of this story that I have no idea about, other than the fact that it just sounds amazing. There's this woman who is apparently just a monster hunter with just machetes. I mean, I guess monsters can be fought with just machetes, but it's coming out of left field for me, at least. I've not heard, James Tynion does pretty good work, but this is a story that has just really caught my surprise. And also I've seen that this has already gone into like a 3rd printing, 4th printing right now. So there's at least some hype around it and whatnot. We have a few copies here for the store, but I can expect these to be going soon. So if you guys are interested in this, let us know. We might be able to even get you like a 4th printing or whatever, but we have just a few of these 1st printings left. But if you're into the mystery and horror aspect of comics, this one's definitely for you guys. Check it out. From DC Comics, Batman Damned, hardcover. Written by Brian Azzarello, art done by Lee Bermejo. This is the pretty much the first official Black Label series that came out for DC's Black Label. Even though they've retroactively added the White Knight and also All-Star Superman to the Black Label series, this is the first one that actually was printed with the sticker on it. In this book, the Joker is dead. That's for sure certain, but we're not really sure if it was, well, I should say Batman's not really sure if he actually just went crazy and snapped his neck, or if there's some other sinister forces in here, but he can't quite tell the difference. Almost to the point of where he might actually be possessed. And who better to help with possession than John Constantine? Actually, there's probably a lot of people who could help better than that, because John's known for just messing with people sometimes and not actually resolving any issues sometimes. This is only a 3-part miniseries. It's all self-contained. Like I said, coming from the Black Label series, it is a wonderfully, horrifically graphic story. This does not have that nudity that everyone was losing their minds over for the first one, but it still has got a great story in it, guys. So just because there's not a nudity, definitely still recommending people to pick this up. That's all my picks for this week, everyone. Don't forget, this upcoming weekend, we have our anniversary going on. And we're doing it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All the sales will be going on. We post them on Facebook and whatnot. So go check those out. Also, for those days, we're going to be allowing people, every $10 you spend here, you will be able to allow 1 spin on the wheel in the back or 1 Plinko chip or whatever, basically to get prizes. We're going to be doing a whole weekend thing here, so please come on by and check us out here, guys, because it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of sales in the store too, so you can definitely take advantage of all that. That's all my picks for this week, everyone. Keep reading your comics, true believers. See you guys next week.